Coming up on the Suze Orman Show.
Don't let financial insecurity ruin your relationship. I want you to listen to what I have to say. Also, your real question to me should be, Suzie, do you think I should feel insecure? Or do you think my husband's right when he tells me everything's okay and I shouldn't worry my pretty little head about it?
Suzie, should I be insecure?
You're even insecure about asking me if you should be insecure.
I am.
And you asked me, can I afford it?
I have two boys, 7 and 13. I want to buy them tablets that they can use for educational entertainment purposes.
You already know the answer, right?
I do.
Hi, everybody. I'm Suze Orman, and you are watching the Suze Orman Show. Tonight, I want to talk to you about security. In fact, I want to talk to those of you who are in a relationship. Whether it's a life partnership, an actual marriage, doesn't matter. You're in a relationship. You're living with somebody. You're sharing money with that person. You're sharing your heart with that person. And I want to know, are you secure or are you not? And when we talk about security, and if you're secure, I would like to know, well, are you secure on every level? Are you secure on the emotional level, which means that emotionally you know that your partner, your spouse will absolutely take care of you. They'll take care of you when you feel sick. They'll take care of you when you're insecure. They'll take care of you on every level when it comes to that relationship, emotionally speaking. But I also want to know, will your partner make sure that you are secure on a financial level as well? You know, finances, money. Money is something that goes right to the heart of who you are. If you don't have the money to pay your bills, if you don't have the right type of insurance, if you don't have the right type of documents, if you don't have enough money in your retirement accounts, if you don't have these things, you start to feel financially insecure. And when you start to feel financially insecure, you also start to feel emotionally insecure. So your partner, your spouse, needs to be able to talk with you and take care of both those types of securities for you to have a relationship that thrives. So a full relationship is a relationship that there is no topic that is off limits, that you are able to talk to this person about anything and everything that you feel insecure about. And what scares me is so many of you are willing to talk about the emotional insecurities that you have or the fears that you may have. Maybe you think they're seeing somebody or whatever it may be. You talk to them about those things, but you do not talk to them about your insecurities when it comes to money. You let it be okay because it's the hardest topic to talk about. And that brings me to my one-on-one tonight, Kate. Kate is here from Portland, Oregon. She's 36 years old. She's been married almost 8 years to her husband, Steve. They have 2 children, ages 3 and 5. Kate is a former freelance magazine writer and editor, but is now a stay-at-home mom. Her husband, Steve, is an attorney who works for a law firm. Welcome, Kate, to the Suze Orman Show. Thanks for being here tonight. Now,
thank you for having me.
Anytime. Now, I understand very well that you wrote into the show because everybody in your family has health insurance but you. But I don't believe that's the real reason you wrote into the show. Because if you wanted to get health insurance somewhere, you would get health insurance. So there's got to be an underlying emotion, an underlying reason as to something that's really going on in your life that you don't like, that you want me to fix. Because otherwise I just say, okay, go buy health insurance, done. So I want you to dig deep right now, and I want you to tell everybody why you really wrote into the show.
I guess it would be fear of the future, fear that I am not managing money well, that perhaps even that my husband and I don't communicate well enough about money, about how to allocate our resources. I just want us to have a solid plan so that I can feel secure about the future.
Did you notice how many times you said, so I can feel secure about the future, so I can manage things well? You did not say we. You said I. Does that mean that your husband feels secure, but you do not?
Yeah, well, yes, I think he feels more secure than I do. He is a bit more of an optimist than I am. I think I have more money anxiety than he does. So he's always the calm one, whereas
And have you ever talked to him about how insecure you feel?
I have, yeah. I think he knows. And for the most part, in our better times, we are a very good balance for one another because I'm the one who's freaking out and he's the one who's calming me down. So sometimes it's a really good balance, but at other times I just feel that we could be doing things a lot better.
And if we were to look at those times, of the 8 years that you have been married, and you were able to lump them together, how many of those years have you been insecure versus how many of those years have you felt secure? You be honest.
Probably 5 years of insecurity and 3 years of feeling okay.
And
maybe 6 and 2.
Yeah, probably 6 and 2, probably 8 and 0 if you really want to be honest, right? I would probably venture to say that you have never felt secure in this relationship.
That's correct.
Are you afraid to tell him that you're insecure?
Well, I don't like having, I think we both avoid those conversations about money because they're uncomfortable. Neither one of us wants to argue. It's just such a nasty thing to talk about, I think.
Yeah, money is just such a nasty thing that for 30 years I've dedicated my life to talking about such a nasty thing. Kate, I need you to listen to me.
I'm listening.
And I need you to take this in as deep as you possibly can.
Okay.
Your real question to me should be, Suzie, do you think I should be insecure? You have all my paperwork in front of you. I have every single thing from interviews with you and every penny that you spend right in front of me. Suzie, do you think I should feel insecure? Or do you think my husband's right when he tells me everything's okay and I shouldn't worry my pretty little head about it? Why don't you ask me that question, Kate?
Suzie, should I be insecure?
You're even insecure about asking me if you should be insecure.
I am. I'm afraid of what you're going to say.
Because the answer to that question is, my dear one, you should be so insecure it's not even funny. You live in a house with 2 children that the house is in the name of your husband only. The mortgage is in his name as well, not yours. You don't have a will. You don't have a trust. You don't have any health insurance. You really don't have enough life insurance to protect the family if, God forbid, something were to happen.
Wow, really?
Yeah. You have $900 to your name, Kate.
It's now $400.
Now $400?
Yes.
It went down a little. Fine, no problem.
Yes.
All right, $400 to your name. Your children have $15,000 in their accounts. Your husband fully funds his 401k. You put hundreds of dollars a month into your children's 529 plan, but yet you don't have any health insurance? I don't know. There's just something that doesn't make sense to me about that.
The thing with the health insurance is that his employer does pay all of his premium and doesn't cover any of the spouse. So that's why, while I was still working, I had health insurance. And then when I stopped working to be a stay-at-home mom, that is when we decided
that you didn't matter. That is when you decided that you didn't matter. Now, I'm going to tell you what I would do if I were you, financially speaking, but this is not a financial problem, my dear Kate. This is a problem, in my opinion, where you are not sticking up for yourself. You don't have the power to stick up for you. And you have a husband that refuses to reach out his hands and say, honey, I'm going to hold you up because you can't hold yourself up. I'm going to build you up because you can't build yourself up. And I'm going to make sure that you're okay at all costs. That's not what he's doing. He's taking away his hands and he's letting you smack the floor and he's putting you and your family in danger. Now, I'm upset about this because I'm upset because I see a woman who is suffering. And nobody is telling her the truth and trying to help her become the strong and vital and courageous woman and mother that she was born to be. I ask you to think about all that I just said. Financially speaking, however, you have $400 to your name. We have about $2,200 or $1,200 rather of credit card debt. And so, therefore, what can we do for you to be okay? Number one, you need to get health insurance. You should contact the Oregon Medical Insurance Program. There's many of them when you go online. We chose one for you with a $1,500 deductible that will run you $319 a month. Now, where are you going to get the $319 per month? Very simple. You currently have a whole life insurance policy that you are literally paying for. You're paying $153 a month for this whole life policy. It has a $3,500 cash value. I want you first to go and make sure that you replace that policy with term insurance. After it's been in place and it's been accepted, you are then to cancel your whole life policy. It has a $3,500 cash value. You're going to take that cash and you are going to pay off your credit card debt. That will leave you about $2,200. You're going to take that $2,200 and you're going to put it in your emergency account. Now you're going to have $2,600 in there. You're also going to stop doing certain things. You're going to stop contributing to the 529 plan for your children's college education. They're just going to have to fend for themselves until I know that you are okay because I care about you. And that's $240 a month. Along with, you're going to not have to pay your credit card debt off anymore because you will have paid it in full. That will save you $350 per month. All in all, that money will give you, after everything, an extra $319 a month towards your insurance, health insurance, the $50 a month, which is probably what it will cost you in term insurance. That probably will give you an extra $800 a month from what you currently have. Goes into building up your emergency fund. You are going to get a will. You are going to get a trust. You're going to do all of these things. My producer will give you a passcode that allows you to do this all online for free. But you really need to sit down with your husband and have a serious talk. And I would ask him the following question. Why haven't you heard me when I've told you that I'm insecure? Why haven't you taken the actions to protect me and your children? Why? Can you tell me why? What is more important to you than us? Kate, you are 36 years of age. You are still very young, and your children are young. And you deserve more out of life than being insecure and wondering, even though you're not saying it, wondering why you don't matter. You deserve more than that, girlfriend. And you know what I'm telling you is true. You know you have thought about this for 8 years. I'm asking you to stop thinking about it and do something about it before it is too late for you as well as your children. Your husband should know better, in my opinion. Now I hope you do.
He inherited so far $100,000, and he already spent all of it.
Can you even walk into his house, or is his house so full of junk that you don't even know what to do?
It's so full of junk.
All right, so he's a hoarder, is what you're saying to me. And later, when wanting something, ask me, can I afford it?
I'm wanting to get bedroom furniture.
You have money left over every month, but yet you have $11,000 in credit card debt and nothing in savings. Are you sure you have that money left over every month?
Well...
Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show. We're going to Iowa, and Laura, you're on the air.
Hi, Suzie. My question is, I'm really afraid and worried about my father-in-law. His wife passed away in October, and he inherited so far $100,000. And he already spent all of it.
And wait, I just have to ask, what did he spend it on?
A whole bunch of junk. These are stuff that, don't have any use to him. Can't really use any of it. He doesn't even use any of it. He
Got
just,
it.
stores it.
All right, so can you even walk into his house, or is his house so full of junk that you don't even know what to do?
It's still full of junk.
All right, so he's a hoarder, is what you're saying to me. Got it. All right, so go on.
And so far, he also purchased a home for a new family that's not even any relationship to anyone in the family.
All right, so tell me what you're really worried about. So we get that on some level he's a financial mess right now. All right,
Yeah.
so tell me your concern and how this affects you.
I'm afraid that if something happens to him, that his debt would be inherited to my husband and his siblings.
Yes, and the answer to that is no, it will not.
Okay.
So you don't have to
just-
worry about that. What you have to worry
Okay.
about is his well-being. What you're going to have to worry about is who's going to take care of him later on in life when he can't take care of himself. Now, I have no doubt that your husband has tried to talk to his father with no success, correct?
His dad lied to him directly to his face about buying the home because my husband confronted him about it.
So Laura, here's the
lied to
thing.
us.
This actually is very easy, I'm so sorry to say. Your husband has to realize that his father has psychological, most likely, problems, especially if he's a hoarder. This isn't a financial problem, it's a psychological problem, and the emotional attachment he gets to things, but that you just have to stay very firm in that you are not going to give him money, you don't have to worry about his debt becoming your debt, and you need to count out any inheritance that you think you ever would have gotten from him, and on some level, you just have to love him for who he is, but never, ever support him financially speaking. Sandy, what's on your mind, sweetheart?
Hi, Susie. Good evening. I've been in debt for the past 10 years since I was 22. That debt never seemed to go below $25K, and that includes credit cards at 29.99% and student loans. I was recently awarded a $50K settlement. I paid off a few things and still have about $30,000. Some friends who seem to be financially so savvy told me to invest the money and pay off the rest of what I owe with the interest I'll make. They have someone that they've recommended, and I'm just confused and want to make the right decision. What should I do?
All right, Sandy, the mere fact that you're even calling into the Suze Orman Show after your so-called friends who are so-called financially savvy gave you investment advice, it did not sit right with you. They confused you in that advice, and in your gut, you knew it was not the right thing to do. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. The main lesson to learn here is this. Trust yourself more than you trust others. Your gut will tell you the absolute right thing to do. Now, before I even tell you what I think you should do, what does your gut tell you you should do with this money?
I think I should invest it, but I really want to pay off my debt. I want to be debt-free.
All right. So your gut tells you you should really pay off the debt because you want to be debt-free. But you said you think you should invest it, but I really want to. So what you're saying there is you are sick and tired of, for the past 10 years, of being in debt. For just once in your life, you want to feel what it feels like to not have burden on you of debt. So if I were you, I would absolutely pay off all of my credit card debt, and this is really important, I would cut up every single credit card that I had. I wouldn't close the accounts because that'll hurt your FICO score. I would cut up the credit cards. I would only, from this day forward, use either a debit card or a prepaid card, but do not use credit cards. We are going to Florida, my home state, that I miss so much. Anyway, Stephen, what do you want to know?
Yeah, Suzie, I have a question. I have kind of a problem. Active duty in the Marine Corps, and about 5 years ago, I bought a home from a relative, and my parents moved in under the condition that I would fix up the house and they would pay the rent. Well, I put about $40,000 of my own money into the house so far, and I've received about 3 or 4 months of rent. They don't have the best of jobs, but I feel like I'm being used. So what can I do?
Well, first, the great thing is you probably are being used. You made an agreement with somebody. Forget that they were your parents. You made an agreement that you would do X, they would do Y, and that was the deal. Now, here's the question back at you, big boy. If they were not your parents, let's just take that out of the equation for 1 second. They were two friends that you made this deal with. What would you do?
They would have been evicted.
They would have been evicted, and what would you have done with the house?
I would have found a new tenant.
You would have found a new tenant or possibly even have sold it, correct?
Yes.
One or the other. Listen, Stephen, first of all, how do we even thank you enough for what you do for this country? How do we even show you that by you even serving in the armed forces, what that does for every single one of us, including me? I mean, there's no words to thank you enough. So you cannot put yourself in a situation, no matter who is putting you there, where you literally dishonor the honorable man that you are. So if your parents do not live up to this agreement and you don't have what it takes to evict them, because chances are you don't. Right now, real estate in Florida is starting to go up. Chances are you would probably make money on this house. If I were you, I would put the house on the market, put it up for sale to let them know that you are serious. And if you get a buyer, I would sell it right from under them. You need to go for tough love right now and never feel used again by anybody, especially people in your family, sir. Up next, you can't afford to miss. Can I afford it?
My boyfriend and I just love dogs, and we already have a dog, and we think this would be a nice little friend for our other dogs.
Wait, but I'm really confused. What's the $2,000 a month for? Also,
I have two boys, 7 and 13. I want to buy them tablets that they can use for educational entertainment purposes.
and how are you going to pay for this?
Out of the savings.
Out of the why'd you say it like that? You said it out of the savings. What do you want to buy?
I'm going to adopt a Weimaraner puppy, bedroom furniture, send our 2 kids to private school.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Can I Afford It segment. This is where you call in. You tell me what it is you want to buy. And by the way, some of the things you want to buy, are you kidding me? Doesn't matter, though. And I tell you if you can afford it or not. Are you ready? Let's go. Lisa, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Suzie. I want to adopt a Weimaraner puppy. They're just so cute and adorable. And my boyfriend and I just love dogs, and we already have a dog, and we think this would be a nice little friend for our other dogs.
Wait, but I'm really confused. All right, so you want to spend $1,000 a month to adopt a puppy, or you want to spend $1,000 to adopt a puppy, but what's the $2,000 a month for?
So we're in a really small studio in New York, so we were hoping to go into a different apartment where the rent would be more and we'd have a backyard patio. And then we also wanted to send the dog to doggy daycare. And so I estimated that out to be about $2,000 extra a month.
All right, Lisa, show me the money.
Okay, so we make $12,406 combined.
All right, that's good.
Okay, our monthly expenses are $11,000, which is also includes $2,000 for rent and $4,000 in savings.
But that will go up by $2,000 more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So really, you're at $9,000 in expenses, so you'll only be able to save $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So go on. Yeah.
We have no debt, and for savings, we have $70,000 liquid and $80,000 in retirement.
All right, so if you go up to $9,000 a month in expenses, 9 times 8 is $72,000. So that puts us $2,000 above what you currently have liquid. Do I have that right?
Yes.
And you're 38 and you have $80,000 in retirement. Do I have that right?
Yes, but that's only because I paid off a lot of student loan debt.
Yeah, but that's still where you are right now. And how are you going to pay for this dog?
Out of liquid.
Out of liquid. So, all right, so that then brings us down to $69,000. So now we're $3,000 short, but you are going to be able to save $2,000 a month after you leave, although you are going to have moving expenses and everything like that. But still, you're doing so well with the income that you're bringing in and everything. So, and they're so cute. Have you ever seen a little doggy so cute? Hi, little doggy, so cute. Denied. Oh, and listen to me. I don't care that you paid off student loan. I don't care about any of that. I care about that you are 38 years of age and currently you have only $80,000 in retirement. And you're like, but Susie, I can work and da-da. We don't know what's going to happen to you. We don't know. You're denied. You cannot buy it. All right, Kristen, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. Thanks for taking my call.
Anytime, sweetheart. What do you want to buy?
Well, we would love to send our 2 kids to private school. We've been looking around and we found this just really wonderful school with a great learning environment, small class sizes, amazing teachers, and just a community that really aligns with our family's values.
So for $12,150 a year. You know, I'll comment on this, but I just have to say, I find it so sad that we have to send our kids to private school because we feel they need a good education, yet we're not getting a good education in public schools. Oh, what can we do about that? Just show me the money. Just show me the money.
Okay, so we have $14,782 a month combined.
Yep.
Our expenses are $12,979 a month, which includes $2,500 a month into savings.
Great.
We have $476,000 on a 30-year fixed mortgage.
Great.
$14,000 in a car loan, $7,000 in student loans. For savings, we have $99,000 in liquid, $20,000 in investments, and $370,000 in retirement.
Approved. You have the extra money monthly to do so. I think if this is what you want for your kids, I think you should absolutely do it, especially because you can afford it. Tanisha, what do you want to buy?
Hey, Susie. I want to buy my 2 boys. I have 2 boys, 7 and 13. I want to buy them tablets that they can use for educational entertainment purposes.
So this is just $199 for one and $249 for another. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Show me the money.
Okay, here it goes. Income, $2,883, including $375 in rental.
Yep.
Expenses, $2,673. The debt, $40,000 on a 30-year fixed mortgage and $83,000 in student loans.
Uh-huh.
Savings, $3,000 liquid, $2,500 in investments, and $128 in retirement.
And how are you going to pay for this?
Out of the savings.
Out of the why'd you say it like that? You said it out of the savings. like you already know the answer, right?
I do.
You do. Do you want to just say it? Here, you say it for me. You are what?
Denied.
You are so right. Christina, what do you want to buy?
Yes, ma'am. I'm wanting to get bedroom furniture.
Bedroom furniture. You want to spend $1,000 on? That's a lot of furniture. If that's the picture I'm looking at for $1,000, that looks like a great deal, doesn't it?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
It does. I would like you to be able to get bedroom furniture because I know everybody wants a snazzy bedroom because you know I won't go there anyway. Okay, so show me the money.
Yes, ma'am. All righty. Well, our income is $4,016 a month combined. Mm-hmm. We have expenses of $2,640 a month.
Yeah.
Our debt is $12,000 in car loan.
Uh-huh.
3.9%. $11,000 for credit card debt at 0%. We have savings of $350 liquid. We have $9,232 in retirement. And that's it.
And how are you going to pay for this?
Well, we were thinking what the leftover we have each month.
But you know, here's what's confusing to me. You have money left over every month, but yet you have $11,000 in credit card debt and nothing in savings. Are you sure you have that money left over every month?
Well, yeah, we do. We have a little bit left over. Not as much as we should, but we do have.
Oh, you have some. I hear a little baby back in the background, yeah? So,
Yes, I apologize for that, Susie.
oh, no, never apologize for a kid on the Suze Orman Show. But because I know there's a kid now in the situation and I see what you have, and I know you really want this and what it will look like when people walk into your house, I'm so happy to tell you you're denied because you do not have the money either, girlfriend. What are you thinking about? You have credit card debt, you have nothing in savings, we have a baby, and what, want to be part of the Can I Afford It segment? All you have to do is go to my website, SuzieOrman.com, and you will find the information that you need to know there to come and play with me right here. And if you're on, we're going to send you, if I deny you, a deny t-shirt right there. If we happen to approve you, we'll send you one of those as well. I actually like the denied one better. Don't ask me why. But these will be yours simply because you want to know if you can afford it or not. Next, I tackle trending topics in Ask Suzie.
I've been wanting to pay extra on the loan, and my father thinks I shouldn't.
Are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show. Here we are in the control room at CNBC headquarters. So many ways you can reach me at the Suze Orman Show. Please take a look at your screen. You can email me. You can join me on Facebook. You can actually even be with me on Twitter. And if you want your question to come right here into the control room, and if we choose it and be on the Suze Orman Show, just put hashtag Ask Suzie, and then we'll see if we choose you. Let's see what's trending right now. All right, palm tree to ask, should one pay off credit cards first because of interest or home equity loans because house is collateral? Home equity loans, my friend, that is the answer here. Secured debt can be very, very dangerous. If something happens to you and you can't make those payments, they'll take your home. Here you have credit card debt. It's unsecured debt. So therefore, if you can't make those payments, really, what are they going to do to you? So always secured debt is your main priority while just getting rid of, little by little, your unsecured debt known as credit cards. Let's see what else is trending. From Jenny Pag JP, what are your thoughts on taking a home equity loan for purchasing a car versus taking out a car loan? I have to tell you, I would still take out a car loan over a home equity loan. Why? All right, you take out a car loan, you can't make the payments, there goes your car. But with a home equity loan, number one, you will tend to pay it little amounts over a longer period of time thinking that you're saving money, but in the long run, you'll actually pay more for that car. And please don't attach anything to your home because if anything goes wrong, there goes your home. Let's go to webcam now. Austin coming to us from New York City. Boyfriend, what do you need to know?
Hi, Susie. My father took out a Parent Plus loan to pay for my undergraduate education. At this point, we owe about $63,000 at a 3.5% fixed. And for the past few months, I've been paying for the loan myself. I've been building up an emergency fund, and my father, I've been wanting to pay extra on the loan, and my father thinks I shouldn't because he says that because it's in his name, if something were to happen to him, the loan would just disappear. Is that right?
Well, first of all, if it's a plus loan, he is correct. If you or your father die, the loan is forgiven. But here's the question. Here's what I don't get, Austin. Is your father planning to die? How old is he? Is he 80, 90 years of age? How old is he?
He's only 53.
Are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? He's got at least 35 to 40 years till he's going to die unless something is radically wrong with him. You are not to listen to him. You are to pay it off because the truth of the matter is if he doesn't die, student loans, as you know, are not forgivable in bankruptcy in most cases. So just pay it off. Do you have to pay it off faster than you normally would? You don't have to do that, but you do have to pay it off. Just do me a favor. Stop listening to him when it comes to money. All right, sweetheart, let's go back to the studio, and here's what's coming up next. Megan asked me, Susie,
how am I doing? My dad passed away at 66, just 2 months shy of retirement, and I've made it my goal to call it a day at 55.
It would be fine if you died at 66. Fine, your money doesn't have to last you. But what if you're wrong? Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show.
Hi, Susie. I'm 48 and a single mother of a wonderful 17-year-old son. I've worked really hard to secure my future so I can retire early. My dad passed away at 66, just 2 months shy of retirement, and I've made it my goal to call it a day at 55 and possibly work part-time. I'd really like to travel and take some great vacations. Susie, how am I doing?
Megan, welcome to the Suze Orman Show.
Thank you.
So, sweetheart, you're 48. You want to retire really in just 7 years from now when you're 55, right?
That is right.
All right. If you were to give yourself a grade that says, yes, you can do this and maybe work part-time, but really you don't want to work anymore, correct?
Probably not, but I'd be willing to.
You'd be willing to, but all right, you want to retire fully at 55. Can you or can you not do it in just 7 years from now, doing exactly what you're doing right now? What would you give yourself as a grade?
B minus.
A B minus, and what could you be doing better?
Well, maybe saving a little more, although I think I'm getting, so close that the return on the money wouldn't be that much. I think the option is really to work longer if I don't get there in 7 years.
All right, so let's take a look at your numbers, and then I will tell you what I think. So here you are, you're 48, a single mom. By the way, your son is quite good looking. You have $864,000 in retirement, $23,000 in an emergency fund. All right, $344,000 in investments. Your home currently is $285,000. You have car loan. You owe about $1,500 left on your car. You owe $92,000 on your home or in mortgage debt. So you have assets of about $1.5 million. You have total debt of $93,000. That gives you a net worth of $1.4 million. How does that make you feel?
Good, but I'm not quite sure it's enough.
Yeah. So let's look at your income versus your expenses. So currently, your monthly income is $7,500 a month. Your expenses are $6,000 a month. Now, please remember, you had about 20-some-odd thousand in an emergency fund. I always like to see 8 months of expenses, so we're about $20,000 short there, just so you know. You are saving $1,250 per month, but you have an excess of about $251 a month that really, we don't know where that's going, but I'm sure it's just kind of sitting there somewhere. Does any of that surprise you?
No, that sounds about right.
That sounds about right. All right, so here's what might surprise you. If I were going to grade you on in 7 years, could you retire at the age of 55? So just focusing in on that one thing, I'd have to give you a D minus.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll let that sit with you for a second. Here is what I want you to get. There is a way for you to have an A, and it's not that much longer. I understand that you're afraid that your dad died 11 years older than 55. He died at 66, so you really want to enjoy your life. Now, it would be fine if you died at 66. Fine, your money doesn't have to last you. But what if you're wrong? What if you lived till as long as my mother lived, till she was 97? So you have to get this money to last. So here is your way to an A. The very first thing I want you to do is I just simply want you to work till you're 62 years of age. Not a big difference in terms of years, but a big difference in terms of money. If you retired at 55, between the money in your 401k and your money in the investments, you'd have about $1.6 million. If you work till you are 62, stay exactly where you are, do you know that you would have almost $2.5 million?
Wow.
That's a $1 million difference. You would have $4,200 a month of after-tax income on those investments versus about $2,500 a month of after-tax income. That's $2,000 a month difference, and that's without Social Security. So there's a huge difference for you to stay working till you are 62, which isn't that big of a deal. I want you to look into refinancing your home for a 7-year fixed-rate mortgage at 2.8% or less. That will save you money. I need you to raise your term life insurance policy, get a 10-year level term policy for $1 million, because in case something does happen to you, we want to make sure, and it's so cheap, that your 17-year-old son really is protected. And don't look at the money you have in retirement and everything, because to take it out, there's taxes. Look just at the insurance. If you do those few things and just adjust your retirement date, girlfriend, you're going to hope and wish that you live a long, long life. Up next, one more thing that I want you to know. She said, I don't know, I don't like talking about it. Money is nasty. It's nasty to talk about money. And when she said that, I felt like this knife went right into my heart. Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show. Well, that's a wrap almost for the Suze Orman Show. But before we go, there is still one more thing that I want you to know. On my one-on-one guest tonight, Kate, as she was talking about money and how she talks about money to her husband, she said, I don't know, I don't like talking about it. Money is nasty. It's nasty to talk about money. And when she said that, I felt like this knife went right into my heart. Like, what do you mean? Money's not nasty. Money really is the foundation of your life. People, think about it. It's money that allows you to feed your children. It's money that allows you to buy the medicine when you're ill. It's money that allows you to buy clothes so you don't freeze. It's money that allows you to put a roof over your head. It's money that does so many great things in your life so that you can live. It's not nasty. There's nothing nasty about it. But because you think it's nasty, because you're out there thinking, I don't like it, I don't like to talk about it, that's when you start to have problems with your relationship with money. And that's when it starts to show up in, you have credit card debt, you don't have money in your retirement accounts, you don't talk to your partner about it because it's nasty. If you really want to change your life and make your life one where financial freedom blesses your doorstep, and it is possible and it's probable, just change how you think about money. Stop thinking it's nasty. Stop thinking it's a topic that you shouldn't talk about. Start thinking it's really the foundation of life, and it's something that I should talk about all the time. I do. Maybe you should follow my lead on this one. Now you know. So until next week, there's only one thing that really matters when it comes to your money, and it's this: people first, then money, then things. Talk about it, people. Now you stay safe. Bye-bye.